Okay, so someone in the comments recommended me this video by Mad Cadster. It's called Iilluminaughtii is being sued. So I was super interested in what this video has to say. The description says she's being sued by a creditor for defaulting on her debts and by the state of Colorado. So yeah, let's get started.
Well, we know that Blair, the Iilluminaughtii, is suing her former partner, Oz Media, as well as a couple of her former employees.
That's really nice.
Well, the tables have been turned because now the Iilluminaughtii is being sued herself by both the state of Colorado and creditors. You know me, I've got the deets and all the receipts, so buckle up and let's go.
Can I be honest? I mean, well, are you guys surprised? I'm kind of not.
So I'm here with Sybil the Enforcer.
Aww.
And Sybil says like and subscribe because we are just about 100 subscribers away from hitting 35,000 subscribers. I'd like to do it by January 1st.
Wait, when did you post this? Posted this yesterday. He's already at 36,900, so you've hit it.
If you're not subscribed, please like and
Congrats.
subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. I've got some people to thank for
Definitely
the Amazon
subscribing.
wish list, which is down below in the description. That's stuff for the cats. I'll do that at the end of the video, as well as we have some new Patreon members, and I'll thank them at the end of the video too. Also, some of you know my oldest cat, Amelie. She's kind of frail. She's not doing so great. I think that we're kind of getting to the end. So I'll tell you all about that also at the end. Anyways, let's talk about the Iilluminaughtii.
That's sad.
Well, we know that she's filed this suit in court against Oz Media, Wonderstruck.
Why you gotta put that photo up?
And we've reviewed that. If you haven't seen the video, go watch the video that I put up about it. And I go and break down basically the whole thing. You know, I think it's a frivolous lawsuit. I think it's really...
It might be good because I would like a concise
crap, and I don't think it's gonna survive.
Bunch of info.
I've
on
now
that.
learned that she herself has been the subject and is the subject of a couple of legal actions. And the first thing I want to talk about here is Colorado has what's known as a delinquent taxpayer list. And Colorado is where Iilluminaughtii lives. So this is public information, but this is from the Colorado Department of Revenue. And you'll see Blair here, and I've redacted, of course, the personal information. And you can see that they show that she owes taxes from 2021 in the amount of $11,269.
That's a lot.
And she owes taxes from 2020 in the amount of $2,919. For a total, they're saying outstanding $14,188.
That's a lot when you consider any fees or charges that they're going to give her.
Is this up to date? Is there a chance that these have been paid off? You'll see here it says delinquent taxpayer list, and it specifically states this list contains only those taxpayers that have not resolved their debt.
So is this a state tax? I live in a state that doesn't have state tax, so it's like the state of Colorado. So I'm not sure if they have state taxes.
So according to the Department of Revenue in Colorado, Blair still owes unpaid taxes. And I'm going to show you in a second that they've actually got a judgment against her for some of that tax debt. And we're going to look at that here, as well as we're going to look at the creditor lawsuit that's currently pending in court that was just filed a couple of weeks ago. So you see here is the court document that I got from the clerk in Colorado. And it says Department of Revenue versus Blair. Again, I redacted it. It's the Colorado Department of Revenue. On July 3rd, they got a distraint warrant, which is apparently what they call this particular type of action that they filed in the court. On July 3rd, the case was closed because the court issued judgment. My guess is she didn't fight it or try to fight it.
She didn't show up?
And it's a status unsatisfied. She has not paid this according to this. And the judgment amount is for $26,796 total. And that's just the principal. And usually when you get a judgment, not only, I'm sure has interest been accruing since she went delinquent on the taxes, but when the judgment hits, the court also starts calculating interest. So she's going to be responsible for that almost $27,000 plus interest. In order to satisfy that, if she doesn't pay it, they may try to get a lien maybe on her house or...
You know what they're going to do? They're just going to they're going to reach into her bank account. They can do that. They will literally, anytime she gets income, they will put a charge on her account without her knowing about it. It's just going to happen.
On some other property of hers, to try to get that paid off. So if I were her, I'd
Whenever
address
she
that
gets a
pretty fast,
paycheck,
because the one entity you
they're
don't want to
gonna
screw with is the
lower it and
government,
take
whether
that.
it's your state, local, or federal government.
Pay your
because they
taxes.
will not ignore this. I'm guessing
Nope.
she's financially not in the best position right now, in my opinion, when you see
possible.
this lawsuit that one of her creditors filed. So this, you'll see, here's the complaint, and it says complaint under simplified civil procedure, which is basically like small claims. And
But I don't know. Okay, yeah, it would be her fault. But if you have to pay $11,000 in taxes for 1 year, you've made a good amount of money. So it's really just on you. It's really just on you.
It's Marshall Recovery 2 LLC.
You were
which
bad
is a
with your
debt
money and
collector,
didn't
I'm guessing.
pay your taxes.
Against Blair. And again, I've redacted it. It was filed on December 5th. It says such claim arises from the following transactions: failure to make payment on account with plaintiff's predecessor in interest. Predecessor in interest means somebody else originally owned the debt. And I don't know if any of you are familiar with what happens when debt goes to collection, but a lot of times the original creditor writes it off and then they sell the debt
yes, to a
discount
collector
to another entity who then will either try to collect the debt or end up filing something in court, or it could get sold again. And you'll see in a minute what happened with this debt. But it says predecessor in interest, Wayfair First Electronic Bank, Genesis FS Card Services, Inc.
What?
My guess is that Wayfair is like Wayfair, you know, the online
furniture
retailer. So the amount claimed from the defendant is principal. Now get this, is principal of $3,611.18 plus accumulated interest and costs.
You would think she could afford that. You know, I'm obviously, I don't know her financial situation, but it's just like the way that it was put was that she was well off.
That's really weird to me, because you would think it'd be
like 30
she must
grand
make off her channel,
right?
That a $3,600 debt wouldn't be something you would default on. That's why I'm saying I'm wondering if she's having bigger financial problems than we're aware of. When you take a debtor to court, because I've been involved with similar cases to this, you have to prove the validity of the debt. And one of the ways you do that is you provide like account statements, and sometimes there's affidavits, and you've got to show the chain of custody of the note from the original creditor to whoever ends up with it and whoever ends up filing in court. You can see here are statements, and it shows that, you know, here's one for $3,811.18. I'm assuming that was the final one. You can see there's several statements here that they provided to the court showing.
That is so crazy that like all this is just online. I mean, it's just available, like
the progression of the defaulted debt.
Pay
Now
your bills,
here
guys,
you'll see
or just don't get
what
into debt like
happened
that.
with this debt. So you see here, originally the debt was owned by Genesis FS Card Services, Inc., who must be the credit company that provides the card for Wayfair. Usually third-party finance companies handle the actual administration of the accounts. It's no longer the retailer that does it. And you can see here, Genesis FS Card Services sold to Brightwater Investments on July 23rd, 2019. And then on the 3rd of November, 2021, Brightwater Investments sold to BW34 LLC.
Okay.
And then on the 19th of January 2022, BW34 LLC sold to Island-Wide Consulting Group. And then, I know, isn't it ridiculous?
No way.
And then Island-Wide Consulting sold to Peppertree Capital, Inc. on 19 January 2022. And then Peppertree Capital sold it to Marshall Recovery 2 LLC, who currently owns the debt and is the one who filed this lawsuit. And that happened on also the 19th of January 2022.
That's like four
it's
or
really
five.
Crazy that you have all of these debt buyers, and several of these transactions all happened on the same day, which I find to be really strange. So now Marshall Recovery 2 LLC owns it.
They must just be used to it.
They filed the lawsuit. She's going to have to answer it, or she'll be defaulted on it. They'll get a judgment against her. It'll be for the principal plus the interest.
Oh,
and
man.
then they'll try to collect it, believe me. When it's a debt buyer versus like the original creditor, sometimes original creditors will write it off and they'll kind of let it go. If it's small enough, these people are debt buyers. They're in this to get the money because they paid pennies on the dollar for the actual debt. And now they want the full value of the debt.
To make their money.
That's how they make their money. So They're going to try to get a judgment. I'm sure they will get a judgment unless she pays it in the interim. And
Ooh, she really needs to just call and say, I will give you this amount, like a lesser amount in cash right now to close it. Like that's, it's not good for credit, but it's a way better option than this mess, you know? I mean, that's what I would do. I think that that's what you're supposed to do.
deal
I
with
think.
them, and then they'll go after her, and they will file a lien against property or whatever to try to get this.
That would be so
satisfied.
scary.
So let me know what you think. Do you agree with me that it's kind of weird that she's being taken to court for a $3,600 debt?
Yes, I was thinking that too.
All of
it's
the
kind of small.
property she owns and all of the money.
No, it is a lot of money. I'm just saying, like, when I hear about these things, I think of 30,000, 40,000. You know, not 3,600. So it's kind of surprising how hard they're going after her.
Make off of her channel. You would think this would be peanuts to her, but is it an indicator that she's in bigger trouble than we believe or know?
That, maybe. Or she just doesn't care.
Let me know what you think down below. I also want to thank a few people from the Amazon wish list. You guys have been so great this holiday season. Now, the Amazon wish list is down below in the description. It's only stuff for the cats. It's nothing for me. I appreciate all that you guys have given to these little guys. And Sybil's still here. I want to thank first, Remy each sent us 2 containers of Temptations cat treats. We go through tons of treats, you guys. So thank you so much, Remy, for the cat treats. We really, really appreciate that. They don't last long in this house. And I'd also like to thank Ashley from Arlington, Texas. And Ashley sent us also a couple of things of Temptations cat treats. So thank you very much. We really appreciate it. And she also sent us some catnip toys. So thank you so much for that. Thank you guys so much for your generosity. We also have some new Patreon members that I would like to thank. And I'm going to scroll right now. Thank you so much to all of our Patreon members. Your monthly support is so helpful. It helps me pay the monthly vet bill for these guys. I pay my vet twice a month, every month, for years and years and years now. Because he's good about letting me have my balance rolling, and he doesn't charge me any interest or anything. Because, as you can imagine, with 13 cats, I'm never really at a zero balance. So I really appreciate your support to all the Patreon people.
Man, vet bills are expensive. Just a side note.
Patrons, all the channel members as well. Sometimes. Your support also goes to help pay the cat's vet bills. I really appreciate you guys so much. So let me tell you a little bit about my oldest cat, Amelie. I've had her on here a couple of times. She's really, really, really frail right now. She's up in bed. It's old age. It's not like there's any particular issue that needs to be dealt with. I'm just monitoring her to make sure she's not in pain, or, to make sure she's eating. And as long as she continues to eat and drink water and stuff, I'm just going to let her be.
Right.
If I believe that she's still functioning okay, even though she's getting frail, I'm not going to put her to sleep because, she's like...
I agree.
They're all like children to me. And once I think she's suffering, absolutely, I will make that decision when the time comes. And I think it's coming soon.
Aww. It's so painful.
I thought that when she was on here, because she used to come jump up on the desk sometimes, and she can't do that now. I thought she was 16, but I went back yesterday and calculated, and she's actually probably closer to 18.
Wow.
Her sister, I adopted them when they were 6. Melanie, her sister, they looked a lot alike except their faces. Melanie's face was almost completely white, and Amelie has, tabby markings on her face, but they both, their bodies look pretty similar. And they were like this. And Melanie was the sweetest, gentlest, quietest cat. And it was hard on me when she died a few years ago.
It's always hard.
So
it's always
Amelie's
hard.
Old in cat years. My oldest cat, my favorite cat, Misha, lived to be 20. And,
wow, he takes great care of his animals.
Actually died at home before it became necessary to bring them to euthanize them. And I've had 3 cats that have literally come to get my attention just before they died. And my favorite cat, Misha, I was working on a pleading for court. It was really, really late at night. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning on a weekend, believe it or not. When I was working in
Wow.
bed with the TV on, and
Oh,
he
okay. At
used to like
home.
to curl up, and he curled up like in between my legs, and he got up all of a sudden, and he looked at me, and he meowed, and he laid back down, and I thought, oh, maybe he wants some treats or something as soon as I finish this. And what I didn't realize, he had died
Aw.
right at that moment. And I was glad I didn't have to put him to sleep, because he used to go every day. He died in 2017, and it still is. It's still so hard to talk about. But
Of course.
no matter when I came home, whenever I came home, when I came through the front door, he was sitting right there waiting for me. And he was my best friend. He used to follow me around the house. He was with me 24/7 when I was home. I miss him a lot. But so Amelie at 18, or there, close to 18, is old. And she's had a long, good life. She's never had really any major health problems. And oh God, that just reminds me, Sybil is getting old too. But she
Aw, the
still
little
has 2
hugs.
years. And that's going to be another one that's just going to kill me. Ugh, I don't want to think
It's
about it. Anyways,
scary.
I hope you guys had a great holiday. Thank you so much for all your support. Again, we're almost at 35,000. Can you believe it? We just celebrated
Hey, you're already
30,000.
at
Now we're going to hit
37,000.
35,000. So if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. We only need like 110 more subscribers and we'll hit 35,000. I want to do that by New Year's.
You
Also,
blasted
be on
through
the
that.
lookout. I have a second video coming about Lauren the mortician, and about how she and
Yeah,
her
I've heard about
attorney,
this person.
Jeanette, possibly broke the law and could be in some big trouble.
What the heck
So
is up
look
with
for
this
that video. I'm
mortician?
putting it up right after this one. I'm going to not wait on that
I
one.
love the
I'm
kitty.
filming them
It's
actually
so
back to
cute.
back here. So look for that. I hope you guys had a great holiday. I hope you have a great new year. Thank you so much for the support this year, you guys. We love you so much. In the interim, between now and the next video, take care of yourselves, love one another, and I will see you in the next one.
Aw.
Please. Subscribe, like, and hit the bell. I get a treat for every new sub. Thank you.
What a sweet video. I mean, the first half was about, of course, Illuminati's tax issues, but the cat part was so... It made me feel all warm and fuzzy. Aw, poor kitty. I hope that the kitty cat gets better. I lost 2 of my dogs in the same year within a few months. This year, actually, it was horrible. It's so horrible. Losing a pet, but it really sucks. That's all I have to say. But yeah, I will leave this video in the description. Go subscribe to Mad Catster. This was a great video. I love this channel. I'm glad that the person in the comments recommended this channel. I kind of want to watch the rest of the videos that's on this channel. So I see any more news on this, I will go check it out. I'll probably watch this video at some point, because I really want to know the exact details of what happened. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see y'all in the next video.